everybody, my name is Javon, coming back to you guys again in another WoW video. Like and sub. I make mainly WoW content and Apex content. I know I've been slacking on the Apex, but hey, today's video is about WoW. Now, today's video, you did read the title right. It is not clickbait. I'm going to show you a little trick that I do when I farm stuff. This generally works mainly for dungeons, normal dungeons, time walking. It works well for, I'm not sure if this really works in PvP at all or like LFR, but I can tell you this definitely works with time walking, any sort of normal dungeon. It's just a quick way to get a instant queue as a DPS. There are but I'm on my mage on one screen here, and it says 10-minute queue time and queue 5 minutes. Now sometimes it can take 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Sometimes the queue might not even so I recommend doing this little trick. It's super easy to do, and I'll show you guys real quick. So when you're in a group, a couple caveats, like I was saying, you're going to need 2 accounts. So I know some people like to do like trial accounts. You might be able to do it with a trial account. I'm not too sure. Or a class trial account. You make a class, they're level 60 or 70 or 80, whatever it is, and you can queue. I don't know if you can still do that. I know at one point you could do that. This is really just if you have another account up. You could do a trial account maybe, like I was saying, but my brother has his account up, so I'll be using his account as an example. So to start it off, I'm on my Alliance Mage. He's level 70. It's a 10-minute queue. How do I get that 10-minute queue to go down to a minute or less? The answer is you want to queue with another account. So when you queue with another account, you're going to get their queue time, essentially, right? So like if I queue with a healer, my brother's healer, for example, on my mage, I'm going to get the healer queue. So you first make 2 accounts. You have them both going to be over level 10 or 15, whatever it is for time walking that they just changed it to. I think it's level 10, so each account has to have a level 10. You're going to go on the account that you want to play, and then your I call it your burner account, right? And so you have them both up. You invite them to the group, so that's what I just did. I'll do that right here. So I'm going to invite, I think his name is Sandy Mids. I'll mail it in, right? So I invite him on my guy. Sandy Mids is a healer, so I'm going to accept it. That's going to give me an instant queue. Now, if you wait in the queue for like 5 minutes and it didn't pop up, it's just going to instantly give you a queue. If you don't do that and you just queue into it, it might take like a minute or so, but generally it's always instant when you do this. And you're going to join. Oh. You got to join on both. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, the most important part is it's a waiting game, right? So like what I do is I join on both of them, and you hope for like mana tombs. The blood furnace is a great example. What you're gonna do is just clear a room, maybe just even. Generally I go to the first boss, but with this one I know where I can stop, which is the first room. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go in your DPS, you're gonna put follow on the healer, and you're gonna play the healing class or tank, whatever class you choose. You essentially just want your group to think that you're playing on both, and don't worry, like in the first like 3 to 5 minutes, they can't really vote kick you. So if you're not really doing anything on the other DPS, you don't really have to worry about it. I haven't really had too many bad experiences. Now the whole point of doing this is each character you do time walking on, you get 500 points. So this is what I'm doing to get time walking points. I'm at about 23k. I don't have it on my character. But you're going to walk up here. And essentially what you're going to do is, so like if you joined and then just left right off the bat, I believe there's a system in place where it would kick both the healer and then like who you queued with. So for example, my mage would get kicked out of this group. But what you do is you just play for the first like 3 to 5 minutes of the dungeon. You kill some mobs. We're going to kill this mob. Like blood furnace is great because once I get to this room here, I'm going to just alt F4 on the healer. But usually I'll go to like the first boss and then I'll alt F4. I've realized with some dungeons like the Blood Furnace here, you'll see in a second, you don't necessarily have to wait until the first boss. It's just better like for you if you get it on the first boss. But see, I haven't really done anything on my mage. People haven't really said anything. As long as you heal, right? It's like good. So we're gonna heal, and it's great too if you do have this on like a hunter, because hunters can just auto shot, and then people think you're playing when you're not. So we're gonna clear this second room here, and then I'm gonna alt F4 on this healer. Or if he dies, maybe. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. We're good. And once we kill this group, I'm gonna alt F4. Boom. So then we're gonna alt F4 on the monk, and we're gonna continue it on the mage. So once he's disconnected right here, you don't want to initially vote kick him. You want to just, this is the waiting grace, like the waiting period. You want to just wait. You want to have them initiate it, and you do not want to vote yes or no. You just want them to take care of it. So if it pops up, just let it sit on your screen and just be like, oh, maybe he's coming back. Play dumb. So now they think I'm DC'd, and it's just like, this is what you want. You want them to wait. You don't want them to instantly kick you, because if they instantly kick you, you have a chance of getting kicked out of the group as well. But if you wait like 5 minutes and then they vote kick this guy, my monk, what'll happen is I won't kick my mage out of the group. It'll just kick my monk out of the group. And then essentially you just got a free instant queue. So we'll see if I can get that on stream here, showing them kicking. I don't want to like jinx it and do it myself, so I'll wait. You always want to wait. That's the key to this. The workaround is waiting, because you're tricking the game into thinking that you're doing the dungeon and you're not using it just to get the instant queue. But in reality, you are using it just to get the instant queue. See, so they initiated the vote kick. I'm just gonna hands up. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to do anything. Boom! It gets vote kicked, and then look at that. Now you're good to go. You're locked in. There it goes. And the best part of this feature too is watch how quick they. Boom! We instantly got another healer. So we're good to go. And you just turn that 10-minute, 15-minute queue into an 80-second queue, pretty much instant. I mean, like I said, if you wait a little bit, like if it's a 10-minute queue, you wait 5 minutes, and then you invite the healer and then queue, it's always instant. Or if you just group up together and then queue initially, it's at most a minute. It's such a great trick to breaking up the long queues for DPS, because it's crazy, you know. The DPS queues, they're like 10 to 15 minutes, 10, 20 minutes. Sometimes you just get lost. I'm convinced that if you go AFK, it just throws your queue out, like, and you just end up wasting time. This way, it's always effective. And another important thing, so after you get the new group and you're good to go, I like to go back into battle.net and log back into the character, because what's going to happen is you're going to get a 30-minute debuff. So that monk is going to get a 30-minute debuff, and it won't let you queue back into dungeons. And the only way to get the debuff off is by literally being logged in and waiting the full duration to go down to 0. So like, I'll keep them up on my other monitor while I finish the dungeon. So like, by the time it's generally, you have to wait like a good 20 minutes to redo this trick again. But to get around that is by having multiple healers. Like my brother has 3 druids, a couple priests, he has tanks. So like, you can constantly, it's just an instant queue. And like I said, I don't see a lot of people talk about doing this, but it's something I've done for years, and I kind of tweaked around with it. And I even have other methods of farming mounts that you utilize the same method, and like, it's insane, dude. Like, you can full clear dungeon, get like auto saved up to the last boss, and then you do that waiting feature, and you can essentially save yourself to the raid. Like, if you guys like that, like, I could put that in a video too and show you how to do it. Just another trick I learned from farming so many mounts over the years. But thanks again for watching. My name's Javon. I make a lot of WoW content. Like and sub. Leave a comment if you've never heard of this before. If you have heard of this before, maybe even if you do this. I don't know if I'm the only one, but like I've been doing this for quite some time. It's a great little trick to save your time. Because remember what they say at the end of the day, Blizzard. What does Blizzard say? We respect the player's time. Thanks again, guys.